This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, this man's job is to teach people what to do in an active shooter situation. He'll tell us next about the mass shootings in California. Hello everyone, and thank you for watching FYI. I'm Ken Kara, and we're going to start this Thursday with the story that I just mentioned. The country watched in horror as another mass shooting claimed the lives of 14 people and injured 17 in San Bernardino, California. Among those watching the events unfold, former Freeland Police Chief Danny Miner, who has dedicated his life to educating people on how to survive an active shooter. He hosts seminars across the country entitled Trust Your Instincts. Our Lisa Sugar talked with him today via phone.
I think what we all thought, not again. You know, these things are happening all the time anymore. That's about three in the last 3 weeks. We had over 200 active shooters in America this year. I mean, that's craziness.
Now, you actually try to help people prepare for something as horrible as an active shooter. So what was the methodology behind you getting involved in this, and why has this grown so much?
Well, I started going through a bunch of schools. I went through to learn about the Columbine incident, the Virginia Tech incident, and I thought to myself, we're training the police how to handle these incidents, but we're not training the public what they should do to survive in one of these incidents and how to survive. So that's when I started the seminar. I started about 5 years ago on how to survive an active shooter incident. When them first shots are fired, what do you do? How do you respond? How do you survive one of these incidents? My seminar is like 2 hours, and I've been teaching it all over the place. I've actually been in Seattle, Washington. I taught it to state executives across the country.
And what is the reaction from people when they take part in this?
A lot of people say to me, I didn't know that. I'm glad I took this seminar. I feel more secure now. People contact me all the time now with different questions on incidents like this. They'll say to me, what did they do right? What did they do wrong? I could tell you just briefly what I heard yesterday. What they did right is some people locked themselves in the room. You know, just locking the door will help you survive these incidents, because these active shooters are after body counts. They're out of numbers. They want numbers. They want kills. They want serious injuries. They're not after you as an individual. So you locking yourself in the room will save your life most of the time, because they're not going to break in that door to go get you because they know the police are coming. They're after pure numbers. That's what a lot of these active shooters are at.
Now, I know you give a seminar that lasts for several hours, but for our viewers tonight, if you could just give them a brief tip of advice, what would it be?
The number one thing I would say is, no matter where you are, have an escape plan. That's the number one thing. You go to the movies tonight. You go to a mall tonight. You look for ways to escape if something bad happened. That's the number one thing. Look for escape routes. Once you have one escape route, you look for another escape route. If you can't escape, always look for a place that you could barricade yourself in. Just like I told you, Lisa, they're after numbers, they're after body counts, they're not after you individually. So you hiding or you locking a door might save your life. And also it gives you time for the cops to get there. If it takes them 5 minutes to get in that door, it's 5 more minutes that the cops are going to get there. The third thing is, if all fails, you can't run, you can't escape, you can't hide. You have to fight back, and it's better to fight back in a group. You might have to fight for your life. I don't like telling people that, but it comes down to that. You might have to fight for your life. You might have to take the gunman on.
Miner says the seminars are free to nonprofit organizations. You can find him on Facebook by searching Daniel Miner, Trust Your Instincts, or you can call 570-956-6927. Now our headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Tonight's the night that SSPTV, the Making a Difference Foundation, and Making a Difference Ministries present Christmas with a Twist at the Sand Springs Country Club in Drums. This old-fashioned country Christmas concert begins at 6:30 p.m. Simply bring a new unwrapped toy for admission. All proceeds benefit Brandon's Forever Home. The holidays are a difficult time for our brave men and women serving overseas and their families, but some residents of Eagle Rock Resort are doing their part to make sure a local soldier and his entire platoon know that they are in our thoughts and prayers. Lisa Sugar has a story.
A group of caring residents who live in Eagle Rock Resort have gotten together in hopes of making this a much brighter holiday for some of our troops that are serving overseas. I'm pleased to be joined by Ginny Raymond from Eagle Rock and also Jim McCool. Now, Ginny, you are one of the people who have been involved with this several times in sending a care package to a group of troops serving overseas to make sure they don't feel alone during the holiday season. So tell us how this all came about.
Well, it came about when one of our residents' grandson was in Afghanistan. And it turned out, obviously he had a lot of love back here in the States and got a lot of packages from home. But there were a young man in his troop that didn't get anything. So Mary Jean thought, what a great thing to do is we could get together and send them over items that they needed. And that's how it all started. And then the second time we did it, one of our residents, her son enlisted in the Marines, and he was in Afghanistan, and we sent stuff to him. And it was great to see the packages, because they took pictures of the packages before they opened them. They opened them up and spread everything out on the floor, and they sent us the pictures. So it was like just a good feeling to do something like this. So when Jim's son, who actually worked at Eagle Rock for a little while, when we were told that he had been sent to Afghanistan or deployed, that we would do it for him too.
So now, what went through your mind when they decided they were going to help your family this time?
Well, obviously, Lisa, Eagle Rock community is a very caring community, as evidenced with Jenny and folks that are over there. It's heartwarming to, understand that there are people out there that care about not only my grandson, but other kids. And as Jenny mentioned, it's unfortunate that we do have some soldiers there who do not get mail. They don't get a package. And it's great that Eagle Rock would think and do this for us.
Well, I think it's great too. And they're hoping that some of our viewers out there would like to participate in this and donate to this big care package that'll be going to these troops so that they feel that they're being loved and cared for from home. So what kind of items are you looking for, Ginny?
Well, one of the big things that they always need are socks, and they have to have their clean, dry socks. And protein bars, DVDs, books, batteries, toilet articles such as shampoo, toothpaste, toothbrushes, disposable razors, that type of thing.
And we were talking a little bit earlier as well, Jim, that maybe Christmas cards would be a nice addition to the package as well.
Yeah, Christmas or just a thank you card, for the service that they're doing would be very nice.
Very well said. Well, I hope that you get a tremendous response, and please send all of our well wishes and Godspeed to your grandson and to everybody who is serving with his group. We hope that they come home safe and sound very soon, and until they do, we hope that they are thrilled with the package that they get from everybody in Eagle Rock. And you're going to send us the pictures of when they send the pictures to you so we can show you the pictures.
We'll be sure that you get a lot of pictures.
All righty. Please help to make this a great Christmas for our troops, and please drop off your items at Eagle Rock by December 9th.
Thanks a lot, Lisa. Well, coming up next, it's one of the cooler places to get into the holiday spirit. Stay where you are for a preview of Christmas at Eckley Miners Village. And a little later, we'll talk with a former NFL player who wants to help train kids in the Hazleton area. Find out why Monday Night Football this week was special for him.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Tomorrow is First Friday in downtown Hazleton. It will feature an array of festivities, including the city tree lighting and program at 5 p.m. at the new park at the corner of Broad and Laurel Streets. Also included in the list of events, the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts presentation of The Happy Elf this weekend and next weekend. We have a family 4-pack of tickets for one lucky viewer. Call us now, 570-459-9813, extension 104. Please give us your name to be entered into a random drawing. We need your full name and phone number. And for a complete list of First Friday events, go to downtownhazelton.org.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
This weather shot is a warning for children in our viewing area. You see, when I was little, I was bad one Christmas and I woke up on Christmas morning. There was coal in my stocking. It's especially important for all of us here in this area because Santa has easy access to coal in northeast Pennsylvania. And apparently Hazleton was very naughty one year. That's a lot of coal. Enough of that depressing talk. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 32 degrees, northwest wind from 9 to 14 miles per hour. 4-day outlook on FYI right now. Sunny on Friday with a high near 42, west wind around 9 miles per hour. On Friday night, it will be mostly clear. We'll get down just below freezing, northwest wind around 8 miles per hour. Saturday looks sunny with a high near 46. Saturday night, mostly clear. We'll have a low of 31 degrees. On Sunday, sunny with a high in the upper 40s. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low around 33 degrees. For Monday, mostly sunny, high in the mid 40s. And then Monday night, mostly cloudy, we'll have a low of 33.
This weekend, you're invited to take a trip back in history and experience Christmas during the 1940s. It's the Eckley Christmas, and here to tell us all about it is Regina Drasher. She is the Christmas coordinator at Eckley. This is a beautiful event and a beautiful time of the year.
I love it, and I'm getting so much support from our dedicated volunteers in the community. It's just amazing.
Now, this is taking place Saturday and Sunday from noon to 4. Tell us what people will experience when they come to Eckley Christmas.
It's going to be a much simpler Christmas. You'll see different eras. We'll have musical entertainment, crafts for the children. The MMI German class is coming to sing in German and English. The Sarah sisters are giving an Irish concert. There'll be caroling in the street. Mrs. Cox will be planning her annual Christmas party for the children down in the Sharp House, a tree auction. And in the 40s house itself, we'll have a couple preparing for Christmas during the World War II years with a radio broadcast in the background, speaking of rationing, decorating their tree. And on the emptier side of the Nicholas house, we'll have an Army reenactment group portraying Christmas in Bastogne, where miners' sons meet up and are reading letters from home.
Wow, that sounds really nice. Regina, how important is it for Eckley to preserve those days gone by?
I think now, with the way Christmas has become so commercialized and everybody's so frantic, in bygone years it was more a celebration of a religious event. Of course, there was a tradition of St. Nicholas, not Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, and there were your different legends, your different ethnic beliefs, your different ethnic meals and ways of celebrating, but it was much simpler. It was a more relaxed, a more joyous time. Today, Christmas seems to be hubbub and frustration. We don't want to lose any of that. And Eckley was a melting pot like the United States is now even. And there were many different ethnic groups. And the cookies at the Sharp House are going to reflect that. For example, Gina Gibbon is making the Italian anise cookies. I'm making Welsh cakes. Sherry Roberts is making the Polish kolache. So we're trying to represent our different ethnic groups even through the cookies.
And this helps to preserve the educational programs at Eckley throughout the year.
Yes, it does.
All righty. So this is taking place this Saturday and Sunday at Eckley from noon to 4. The admission for everybody?
It's $7 across the board. However, if you bring an item for the Brunington Food Pantry in Freeland, you'll get $1 off of your admission.
All right, so we're helping out the food pantry as well. Well, we hope everyone comes out. This is truly a beautiful weekend. All the events at Eckley are lovely, but this time of the year especially, it's really pretty to get out there and see it. Hope you have a nice crowd, and Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you, and don't forget, 3 to 4, St. Nicholas will be in our museum with special gifts for the children.
All righty, we don't want to miss that one. That's great. Come on out and see St. Nicholas, see everybody at Eckley, but most importantly, come out this weekend. It will truly put you in the holiday spirit.
Thanks again, Lisa. Green screen time on FYI. Midday winning lottery numbers, and we'll start with pick 2, 66, pick 3, 431, pick 4, 6134, pick 5, 02616. We'll talk with a former NFL player in Sports Plus. We'll have more memories of Hazleton area playing Kobe Bryant's team, but right now, it's Law Talk on FYI.
Hello and welcome to Law Talk. Today we're going to talk about a very oftentimes tragic but very important subject involving motor vehicle accidents, and in particular victims of motor vehicle accidents who have been victimized by a drunk driver. And Alexis spent 7 years as a prosecutor in the Luzerne County DA's office. She's very familiar with that, and she can bring you all up to date on what needs to be done if that unfortunate event should happen to you or a family member.
As my father mentioned, I did work in the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office for some time. During my time there, I did, for 2 years, head up the Vehicular Homicide Division, and unfortunately in those cases, a lot of times the individuals who were victimized by drunk drivers. So I have a lot of experience on the criminal side as being an advocate for these individuals who were victimized by drunk drivers. Now, in civil practice, I'm able to be an advocate for victims who are involved in drunk driving accidents. And I'm very aware of the fact that not only are these people affected in their work life and their family life, their entire lives have changed from that moment forward. A lot of times there are significant injuries. They can be catastrophic, again, to the work life and to the family life. And I offer the availability to work with law enforcement officers who are doing investigations on behalf of people who were involved in these types of accidents. And it's important to respect the work that they're doing, that being because the investigations that they're conducting certainly can be beneficial to the civil portion of a claim. So if you're involved in a drunk driving accident, give us a call. I'd be happy to sit down with you and speak to you regarding the concerns that you might have, as I'm very aware of the effects that it will have on your life from that moment forward.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Let's play my favorite game, 7 Degrees of Hazleton. So Monday Night Football this week, the Ravens beat the Browns on a last-second block field goal. Travis Coons blocked the kick, and Will Hill returned it for a touchdown. Okay, so Saturday in Hazleton, this upcoming Saturday, at the Gutsy Sports Academy, 4 former NFL players are running a football camp. One of the instructors, Lamont White, helped coach Will Hill. White dropped by to talk about that and this weekend's camp.
Well, I trained him at this place called Test Sports. Me and Aaron Beasley trained Will, and when he came out of St. Peter's, he was really one of the top defensive backs, and I played defensive back, me and Aaron Beasley. So we trained him for the whole time there, getting him ready to go to college in Florida. And he'd been through a lot, also played arena football as well. So he'd been through the ropes, have a little bit of trouble in the past, but he's on the right path, doing the right thing right now. And I trained him for a while, and he's doing real good, real proud of him.
What's it like when you see something like that? Were you watching the game and do you sit there and do you cheer to yourself and think like, oh, there he is, just get so proud?
Man, it's been great. Like same thing with Joe Flacco, played for the Ravens too. We trained him too at the Test place. And I mean, him to win the Super Bowl and, have some affiliate with it, helping a kid out, that feel real good for you because you think you're doing a good job and you're proud of some of the guys that you've been teaching and working with, and that's a good thing. And one thing I got to say, Tony Scottella has been a great job, been doing a great thing up here in Hazleton. He's doing a lot, bringing these NFL guys up here, him and Booty. Great job.
Kids are just getting done with their football season. It's probably a long year. They're banged up. Why would you encourage them to say, hey, get out there this weekend?
You want to stay in shape. You don't want to be sitting around not doing anything for this year. You want to stay in shape, keep your body right, keep your mind, mental, and everything. So I think this would be good for them to do this. So I think you want to stay fine-tune your game. You don't want to be sitting down because when you sit down, somebody else is working. We're going to work on wide receiver technique, coming off the ball, DB drills, a lot of different drills that I don't know if they did them probably in high school, but these guys bring a lot to the table doing a lot of different drills that some of these kids probably never experienced.
You can still sign up for the camp at Booty's Place in the Churchill Mall. The football camp is for ages 10 to 17. It's $25 a person. You can also register that day at the Gutsy Sports Academy on JC Drive in West Hazleton. The camp starts at 9 a.m. Now, the other instructors include White, who played with the Vikings, Aaron Beasley, a 9-year NFL vet, Craig Taylor, a former running back with the Bengals, and Reggie Beard, who played with the Cowboys and the Patriots. All right, well, let's take another trip down memory lane right now here on FYI. And remember when Hazleton area, the Cougars beat Kobe Bryant and Lower Marion in the state basketball playoffs. Yesterday, we heard from former Cougar player Jeff Rush and Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman. Right now, here's the current Hazleton area high school athletic director, Fred Barletta.
It's one of the more memorable games that we've ever had here at Hazleton Area High School. And at that time, I was broadcasting the Cougar games. And we knew at that time that this guy was clearly one of the best players in the entire country. And he was a junior. But at that time, the talk was already there. This guy maybe was going to be a lottery pick in the NBA. And sure enough, he was. But it was amazing because they were the favorite team that night. And Kobe had a marvelous, marvelous first half. He set a record, most points ever scored against the Cougars in one half of basketball. And they kind of made some adjustments, slowed them down. They didn't stop them by any means, but it was a really thrilling game. Went overtime. Hazleton comes away with the win. That's the last loss in his high school career because his senior year they ran the table.
Throughout Kobe Bryant's final NBA season, we will continue to bring you some stories from the time he played Hazleton area. The Cougars won 64-59 in March of 1995. Well, I think it's time for some bottlenecks. See you soon. Thursday is $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Holy Trinity Orthodox Church, located at 223 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo, be having a pierogi and halushki sale Friday, December 4th from 10 a.m. to 5:30. For info, just call 570-929-2179. Our next announcement, the Pennsylvania Theater Performing Arts will be presenting The Happy Elf, December 3rd through 6th and 10th through 13th. All performances are at the J.J. Ferrara Center, located on 212 West Broad Street in downtown Hazleton. For reservations, just call 570-454-5451 or check out ptpashows.org. And finally, the Nuremberg Community Players are presenting The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus on Saturday and Sunday, December 5th and 6th. Both shows are at 2 p.m. and only $5. A toy and clothing donation will also be collected for Brandon's Forever Home. For info or reservations, just call 570-276-6263. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Robert J. Antonelli, formerly of Hazleton. Memorial is Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Fox and Weeks Island Chapel in Savannah, Georgia. Friends may call from 6 to 7 p.m. Nancy Blackwell of Shenandoah. Mass is Monday at 11 a.m. at the St. Mary's Church in Ringtown. Friends may call Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. Arrangements are by the Stauffer Bresnik Funeral Home. Mary M. Troxel, formerly of Hazleton. Mass is Monday at 10:30 a.m. at the Annunciation Parish at St. Gabriel's Church. Friends may call Monday from 8:30 to 10:30. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. And Robert Paul Trock Jr. of Freeland. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements.
Going to be an exciting Friday here on FYI and in the Hazleton area. We'll talk more about First Friday tomorrow, plus an exciting sportscast with Ron Marchetti. We'll see you then. Take it easy, everyone.